Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Red Cartel Predictions Podcast. I'm joined, as always, by my good friend Will, the boss man. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, very well, boss. Very well. Yeah, getting through the week, mate. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm not too bad. I'm a little bit tired, and maybe people probably tell that, but I have managed to go outside today for a walk. So it's not all bad. I got out amongst nature, so it was all
Oh,
good.
mate, always makes it better, mate. Makes it better. I've managed to walk into my garden for a cigarette, and that's about it.
That's a healthy way to go about it, boss.
Yeah,
Um, so with our last week once removed, I suppose, because of the international break, but because of our last week's predictions, you won the week. Of course, you won. You got one correct score and two
I did,
correct
boss.
results, and I got four correct results, which I must say is probably our poorest week and pretty dour in terms of.
Mate, it was hard. Lot. It was hard. There was so many very evenly matched teams, and some crazy results as well. You know,
Yeah,
who's predicting Brentford are scoring five?
no one.
That's a crazy game.
Yeah, no, I agree. There was some crazy results. Even the Chelsea Nottingham Forest result was quite peculiar, considering Chelsea had been firing on all cylinders and then drew.
Mate, when Cole Palmer doesn't score, Chelsea are poor.
Yeah, it's a little rhyme for everybody to remember. Think
Yeah,
about
it
that.
is, mate. It is. But
No.
I'm very pleased. My massive bias against Tottenham actually helped me out last time as well. So
Yeah, because that was actually is hilarious because that was the result you got the correct result, correct score. Sorry, and I went 3-2 Tottenham, and you went 3-2 Brighton. And to be fair, it could have been 7-7, like the game. It was just
mate, that's what Tottenham give you, mate. That's what the Tottenham fans love, mate. They love losing, but losing in an entertaining style, mate.
yeah, losing admirably, like they did in the Champions League final to Liverpool. They knew they were the bridesmaid. They turn up and they were like, "Ah, well, we'll try and catch the bouquet," but they didn't.
No, no, mate. You've always got a way of slipping in a Champions League win from Liverpool.
Got six,
Well done, mate.
boss. Six, boss. Do you know what I mean? It's just that's the way it is. Second in the table of whoever in the whole history of the world. Second, joint with AC Milan, of people who have won the Champions League. That's what I'm saying.
Done well,
History,
mate.
boss. History, mate.
Done well.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I won them all, actually.
Yeah,
I
of
was,
course.
yeah, I scored in the 72 final, whatever it was, or 74 final, and I also scored in the 2018 2019 win. I was the man.
I vividly remember sitting next to you watching the Istanbul final, mate, and then you sneaked off at half time. Pretty
Yeah,
sure you were on the phone to Stevie, just saying, "Come on, Steve."
yeah, get
Um,
me. Get me on, and you don't remember seeing me on the pitch because Harry Kewell had to come off, and on came me. And all everybody remembers is that Schmitzer scored and Gerrard took over the final. But it was my runs that freed
it
up the
was,
space.
mate. Yeah, you took away Maldini, mate, and Nesta away from the action, mate. They were too
There's,
scared of you.
there's just no way Maldini would have had me wrapped up in his pocket, like literally back in the shop. Like I'm ready to be delivered to somebody else. um, so let's move swiftly on from Liverpool's most amazing Champions League final to this week's rip roaring action in the Premier League. Um, we have got here first game up is your favourite is Tottenham versus West Ham, and I have gone for a 2-2 tentative really because I do think West Ham might beat Tottenham this weekend. What about you? What
Yeah.
have you gone for? I can almost
Well,
predict.
boss, you think West Ham are going to win every single game? You need them to get fourth to get your predictions in. Oh, well, of course, I haven't gone for a Tottenham win. I mean, that's a given. Uh, but so I've gone for a 2-1 West Ham win. Last seven of the last 10 games, there has been both teams have scored in the seven of the last 10 Prem games against the two, and pretty evenly matched. But I'm pretty sure that West Ham will take them 2-1 West Ham.
I think so too. I think, even though I haven't predicted that, I have a sneaking feeling that Tottenham are just going to do enough, but they could easily lose this weekend because West Ham are playing Miguel Antonio again. And so then when they start playing him, they score loads of goals.
Mate, he knows what to do, mate. He knows where the goal is.
Yeah, he's annoying, but I do like him. Next game up. Another one of your favourites, actually, but this time a real favourite, which is Fulham versus Villa. What do you reckon the score's going to be there, boss?
Well, as much as I want Fulham to win this, I look. Villa have won 5 of the last 6 games in the Prem against Fulham. So I've gone for a close game, but I've gone 2-1 Villa.
And I've gone for exactly the same result. I think that Fulham are good this season, good enough to score, and they're at home. But Villa, they must have too much. They're just quite good.
Yeah, you feel they're still riding high off beating Bayern, but then they weren't very good against United. And if you can't score against United, I'm not holding like big hopes for lots of goals, but I think they've got enough to beat Fulham.
I mean, we talk about this often, but I think they played the badge rather than the team that game.
Like Arsenal do. They always play the badge when they play United.
Yeah. Next game up is they're becoming our favourites. We were talking about these beforehand. Ipswich versus Everton, and I've gone for an Ipswich win, 2-1. I suppose obviously because I don't like Everton, but I quite like Ipswich, and I know that you do too. And what result have you gone for?
I've gone for 2-0 Everton, and this will be the first time the teams faced each other for 22 years. So, which is crazy because you would imagine they would have met each other in the cup or something like that. But yeah, 22 years ago, they last played each other. Ipswich actually unbeaten in four games against Everton. That was a while ago. So they're unbeaten in 22 years against Everton. So I've gone for a 2-0 Ipswich win.
Exactly. Just to get it in there for the Everton fans, Everton, I think, haven't won a trophy since the last time Ipswich beat them, but they may have. We'll leave that out for the Everton fans, and then come back and let me know whether or not they've won a trophy. Whether they beat Ipswich, but definitely not, because they haven't beaten Ipswich for, if it's the last 4 games, must be about a century that they haven't beaten Ipswich for. But yeah, well, we'll see. I like Ipswich. I like Kieran McKenna, actually. I think he's a good manager. The style of football was wrong, I think, at the beginning of the season. I think they're good.
26 years since Everton last beat Ipswich, and that was in the FA Cup. So, and it's nearly 30 years since they last beat them in the Premier League. So, there you go.
And 1995 was the last time that Everton won a trophy.
Oh, there you go. Well, they beat Ipswich in the trophy season. So who knows, Everton fans? If you beat Ipswich this season, that may be a sign that you're going to win the trophy.
That's like saying Tottenham are going to win something, mate.
Yeah, the 17th place trophy Everton are going to win.
Yeah, fair enough. So, Next game. This is a fun game because I think it's going to be hilarious. And it is United versus Brentford. And obviously Brentford are going to score in the first 120 seconds of any game they play, basically. Because we said it last time, we were they're going to score in the first minute. They didn't score in the second minute. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've gone for a massive 3-0 victory for Brentford at United because they're a shambles. What about you?
Yeah, normally, I love to look in history, but the history would say that it's a Man United win. But I've gone for a Brentford win, 2-0. I think Brentford are going to score very early. United are just not going to be able to break them down, and then Brentford will score on the counter attack later on in the game. 2-0 Brentford.
Yeah, I agree. I think it depends on whether they start. If they start De Ligt and Martinez, they'll definitely lose. If they start not John O'Shea, the other guy,
Johnny Evans.
Johnny Evans, he's the one. Yeah, same bloke, but Johnny Evans and Maguire. Although Maguire limped off in the last game, I think so, but he's had enough time to recover. It'd just be funny if they play them again.
Oh, mate. That's a sad state of affairs. If obviously you're not a Man United fan, but if a Man United fan did say, "Oh, I'm a bit worried about this game because Harry Maguire limped off the last game, and I don't know whether he's going to be available," that's that says all you need to say about United's defence.
I know, and he leaped up like a salmon to get that free goal in Porto to save Ten Hag from his job. And I seem to remember Ten Hag stripping Harry Maguire of the captaincy.
He did, mate. He did. I mean, probably a good decision.
Well, not now we know that he's their best player. It's insane. But next game, we'll motor through some of the next games because otherwise we'll end up taking all day talking about, well, me laughing at Man United, to be fair. But so we've got Newcastle, Brighton, and I've gone for a 3-2 Newcastle win, mostly because it's like they're both sort of crazy teams, and sometimes they just score loads of goals because they just attack all the time. So I've gone for that. What have you gone for,
mate? Pretty even record actually this season. I've gone for a 3-2 Newcastle win as well, mate. I think Brighton are just really great at attacking, but that high line, mate, is just it's almost as laughable as Tottenham. And every time I watch Brighton now, it makes me more annoyed that Arsenal didn't beat them because they got such a high line. So yeah, 3-2 Newcastle.
Yeah, true. So, this game's going to be drab, but it's Southampton versus Leicester, the team who can't score versus a team that probably doesn't deserve to be in the Premier League, or both of them don't. I've gone for a boring 1-1, and now I'm thinking I should have gone 0-0, but what have you gone for?
Mate, I've joined you. That's 2 in a row. We got the same. I've gone 1-1. I think it's probably not going to be top of the list on Match of the Day, and it's probably not going to be a game that you're going to want to spend a long time thinking about after the 90 minutes.
No. So Leicester are going to now win 8-0. 9-0. Wait. Oh, no.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at how Leicester have scored 12 goals this season. So they've scored a few goals, but they've conceded 9. But Southampton have scored 4, and they conceded 15. But yeah, we'll go 1-1.
Yeah. So then we got your boys. We got Bournemouth versus Arsenal, and I've gone for a sort of almost cosy, if you will, 3-1 win. I think you'll score early, and they'll end up being 3-0 up, and they might nick a goal. What have you gone for?
Yeah, I've gone. Actually, I reckon it's going to be a really close game. I do rate Bournemouth this season. I think they're doing well. They're going to be mid-table, I think. Arsenal may not have Saka. He may not be fit enough. Martinelli's an injury doubt as well. I've gone for a 2-1 Arsenal win, but I think it's going to be a really close game.
Yeah, I agree. Bournemouth are quite tasty this season for their sort of level.
Yeah.
Next one, I mean, Wolves versus Man City. What have you gone for there, boss?
Oh, mate, it's not exactly the ideal game for Wolves to come back after the international break. I've gone 3-1 City, but I can kind of smell an upset. But I've gone 3-1 City, but it will not surprise me if there's a bit of an upset that game.
And I've gone 4-1 for City, which it shows you, I suppose, where we are, because logic dictates that you cannot go for a Wolves victory. But we've both said they'll score, which also means they're at home. They haven't won. I don't even know if they've maybe only drawn 2 games this season. I think, are they on 2 points?
They are on 1 point. Their record is they've lost the last 4, but they drew. I don't know who to, but yeah, they've drawn once this season. Conceded 21 goals. So I mean, more likely your score, Ryan, of 4-1 was more likely. But I just don't know. There's something about Man City at the moment that is just makes them vulnerable, and someone needs to take advantage of it.
And I think Wolves might. It's annoying because it's like he needs to save his job. Maybe Gary O'Neill's not under pressure. I don't know. But if they go 1-0 up, and Wolves have got history as well of doing City. Maybe we're wrong, but logic again dictates that you can't bet on the Wolves victory. It's like insane. like really.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. The big one, and it actually
Big
is
one.
the big one as well. I'm not just fluffing Liverpool here. It's Liverpool versus Chelsea, and I have gone for it'd probably be it'd actually be a really boring game. I want it to be really exciting, but it's going to be really boring, and I think Liverpool are going to win 3-1. What have you gone for?
I've gone 3-1 as well, mate. I think Liverpool's defence is incredibly tight, but I do think Chelsea do have a good attacking lineup, so I think they'll get the one. But their defence is just. I keep hearing Chelsea fans bigging up their defence, and it's as leaky as a Thames water pipe, mate. It's spurting everywhere. So
Totally agree.
let's go that. I mean, it's not actually that leaky looking at how many goals they've only conceded 8, which is the same as Man City. But yeah, they feel leaky.
Yeah, but bear in mind that they've conceded 8. How many goals have they scored this season?
16.
Yeah, but 9 of them are Cole Palmer, aren't they?
Palmer scored a fair few of them, yeah.
7. Yeah, so we'll see what happens because Cole Palmer did not play well for England over the international break, and I will see. Maybe I shouldn't target Cole Palmer because now he'll score 4 against us. He'll listen to me and he'll be annoyed.
He'll be upset that he's not rated by the legendary MC Devitt. So
well, he is rated. He just needs to come and be a Liverpool player, and then he can be really rated. All right.
Yeah, that's very true.
Last game of the weekend, I think. In fact, it's actually on the Monday. I think. Boring game. Well, maybe just for me, but Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace, and I have gone for a 1-1 draw because they're both not very good. What have you gone for?
I have gone for a 1-0 Palace win. I think I said it last time out. I thought they'd beat Liverpool and then they didn't. But I just think there's got to be a turning point. Palace should be good. 1-0 Palace. Eddie to score the winner.
It's not about. It's not. It's what I was toying with. Funnily enough, it would almost be like the 5th correct score that we both went for the same. So I nearly went 1-0 Crystal Palace, and I was like, do you know what? Nottingham Forest are just one of those annoying teams. They're the only team that beat us, so they got to have more than Palace.
Yeah,
but if they don't, then I'm wrong. But well, that's all of the results, and at the moment, the table between us stands as. We've predicted 60 games each. We've got. We're in game week 7 now, so it'll be 70 predictions, but 60 as it stands. I've got 4 correct scores. You've got 7. I've got 26 correct results. You've got 22, and you're winning by 5 points, 38 points to 43. So, not horrendous.
Mate, look, 30. We both got a 50% strike rate on our correct results.
Yeah, overall, 30 out of 60.
Yeah, not the worst, not the best. So basically, guys, you got a 50-50 chance of whether we are right or not. So there you go.
If it ends up being like that at the end of the season, if we're over 51%, if people had bet on our results, they would have won money.
There you go. Especially some of the crazy results we've got.
Just not the correct score, just the results. Don't bet on the correct score because if you're going to, go for Boss because he's got 7. So he knows
all right, mate. Over 1 in 10, mate. Over 10% right. So there you go.
Exactly. All good. Wow. Thank you everybody for listening to our crazy thoughts, ramblings, and also our accurate reflections of how bad Man United, Everton, and Tottenham are. But please comment, have a go, come at us, love us, like us, subscribe, do all the good stuff. But from me, that is see you later.
See you later, guys. Enjoy.